You move forward, and the world suddenly betrays you. The ground you trusted vanishes beneath your feet, replaced by a yawning void that swallows sight, sound, and reason. Your heart explodes in your chest, each beat a hammer striking a coffin. You want to step back. You need to step back, but your legs won't obey. You glance down, the abyss stares back, it's endless, dark and bottomless. Your stomach twists violently like a rope coiling in knots that threaten to pull you into that very void. Air rushes past your ears and carries the faintest whisper. You will fall. Every instinct screams, every muscle tightens, every nerve vibrates with terror of imminent doom. A gust of wind brushes your face cold and accusing, as if mocking your hesitation. You reach for the railing, but it isn't there. Your fingers are scraping empty air, the ground, the railing, the world. Everything wavers. One false step, one heartbeat's distraction, and gravity will claim you. If you feel the panic crawling up your spine, invading your mind, and twisting thoughts into jagged spikes, I am falling, I am flying, I am nothing. Your knees buckle, your vision narrows, your void grows larger. You gasp, but the air fights back. You want to scream, but the sound dies before it leaves your throat. And yet you cannot look away. The edge pulls at you, a magnet of dread and desire, a dark temptation your body cannot resist. You are dangling between survival and surrender, between life and the invisible chasm waiting to devour you. Every fibre of your being is caught in the fight it cannot win. This is not imagination. This is not fiction. This is the oldest fear etched into the human soul, wrapped around the very instinct that keeps you alive. It is raw, it is immediate. It is the terror of the fall, and it is reaching out for you now. You might think fear of heights is a simple caution, a natural wariness, but for someone like you and me, standing anywhere above the ground is not just uneasy, it is paralyzing. This is acrophobia, a terror that consumes thought, body and breath. It is irrational, yes, but no less real. The symptoms strike first in your body. Your heart races so hard it threatens to leap out your chest. Sweat beads from the base of your skull, sliding down your neck. Your stomach convulses, as if it's already plummeting ahead of you. Your hands shake uncontrollably, legs quiver, threatening collapse with every heartbeat. Even your vision blurs at the edges, narrowing until only the chasm is visible. Only the void matters. And then your mind catches fire. Thoughts fracture into sharp, jagged spikes. What if I fall? What if I stumble? What if the world ends beneath me? Every fibre of rational thought is hijacked by a single dominant narrative. Danger is imminent, escape impossible. Death is only one misstep away. Behavior begins to bend around this terror. Ladders, rooftops, balconies, cliffs, even high floors in buildings become forbidden territory. You find yourself avoiding stairs, elevators, or hiking trails. Simple adventures become impossible, and yet, even in avoidance, the fear waits for you, quietly gnawing at the edges of your mind, reminding you the fall is always possible. This is not a mild worry, it is a body and mind in revolt. Every instinct, every cell is screaming, do not fall, do not let go. And the more you resist, the more you are acutely aware you become of the void. Your fear isn't just in your mind, it's carved into your very DNA, wired into the deepest, oldest parts of your brain. Millions of years of evolution whisper to you now, screaming, beware of the edge. From the earliest humans to now, heights were lethal. One careless step off a cliff or a tree could end your life in an instant. Your ancestors who survived were the ones who flinched, who hesitated, who let fear guide their balance. That caution is in you. Every panic, every trembling limb is proof that your brain still remembers the world as it once was, harsh, merciless and unforgiving. Your inner ear, the vestibular system, it keeps you upright, balancing you against the invisible pull of gravity. But when you stare into the void, it rebels. Vertigo hits you like a wave crashing over your skull. Suddenly you feel the unmoored floating, as though your body has forgotten how to obey itself. Every small movement feels amplified, unstable, and treacherous. Your amygdala, ancient and relentless, lights up like a beacon of alarm. It interprets the drop below as imminent death, releasing adrenaline and cortisol in a flood. Your pulse spikes, your breathing catches, muscles tighten. You are ready to flee, to fight, to cling to anything solid because your body thinks you are falling. Even the world around you conspires to make you aware of the risk. The shadows twist, the air feels thinner, the slightest swale of a railing, a gust of wind, the tremor in your own legs. Each sensation is magnified, amplified, until it is impossible to ignore. This is not imagination. This is simple biology. Your fear is the echo of survival, the oldest instinct in your body, and it is screaming. Do not step closer. Do not trust the edge. One mistake and it's all over. And as you hear this, you feel it. You know it. Your body remembers what your ancestors never forgot, and it will not let you stand idle. Your fear of falling is no longer just instinct. It lives in your mind, whispering, twisting, reshaping reality until every height becomes a threat. Your body reacts first, but your mind does not wait. It invents horrors to match the dangers your senses perceive. Perhaps it started in childhood. A tumble from a playground swing, a slip from a balcony. One incident seared into memory, mutating into a persistent warning. Heights are lethal. Or perhaps it came from the observation. A sibling, a parent, or a friend faltering, their panic embedding itself into your imagination, rewriting the rules of safety on your brain. Cognitive distortions take hold, catastrophes flooding your thoughts. I will fall, I will die, there is no safety. One misstep in thought or reality spirals into an imagined freefall, as vivid and terrifying as the actual drop. Overgeneralization blinds you. Because you fell or feared once, your fear of all heights, every balcony, every cliff, every windowed skyscraper. Personality plays a role too. Anxiety-prone, hyper-vigilant or perfectionist minds are like tinder to its flame. They anticipate the disaster, they rehearse the fall, and refuse to trust your balance. Even success is temporary reassurance. The fear is always one glance downward away from reigniting. And here is the cruelest part. Avoidance. Your natural shield becomes its own trap. You skip rooftops, avoid ladders, refuse hiking trails. The world contracts around your terror. Every high ledge unseen, every elevated view avoided, confirms the power of your fear. It grows, feeding on itself, an unending spiral of dread. Your body screams at you to stop. Your brain crafts endless ways to terrify. and your choices slowly bend around the invisible chasm. This is your mind's version of the fall, relentless, consuming, and unyielding. This fear you have, it does not exist in a vacuum. It is fed, it is nurtured and amplified by the world around you. Stories, media, and society itself twist and magnify the instinct already coiled within your body. Think of the movies, the myths and the urban legends, every scene of a character teetering on a ledge, every tale of a fall from a cliff, every warning whispered in hushed tones about "don't look down." These narratives burrow into your mind as they replay unbidden. Every time you approach even the smallest elevation, the void becomes larger in imagination than in reality. Every railing too short, every balcony too narrow. Society has its own way of shaping fear. People may call it irrational or overreacting, but their dismissiveness only isolates you. Their calm, unafraid steps across bridges or balconies highlight your trembling, reinforcing the panic, making it sharper and more vivid. You feel judged, and the fear feeds on it, twisting into a private terror no one else can see or validate. Even casual language reinforces it. Phrases like, "you're falling behind," or "the fall from grace," or "he's losing control," link the physical act of failure, inadequacy, and shame. Each metaphor latches onto the primitive terror, making heights of a symbolic and literal threat. And then there is the subtle influence of community and culture. Some societies normalize caution at heights, others glorify the recklessness. Depending on where you grow, your instincts may clash with expectation, intensifying anxiety. You may feel trapped between what is safe and what is demanded. Your fear magnified because it is never acknowledged, never accommodated. This is the cruel echo of culture. Your fear is not just personal, it is collective, layered, and persistent. Every story, every whisper, every judgment shapes the void beneath your feet, makes it larger, darker, more insistent. And as you imagine it now, your pulse quickens. You feel the edge drawing near. You know the abyss is waiting. The fear of falling is more than instinct, more than biology, more than personal trauma. It is a reflection of something far deeper. Your fragility, your mortality, your teeniest grip on of existence. Every time you teeter at a height, your mind confronts the ultimate truth. The world is indifferent. Gravity is impartial. One misstep, one misjudgment, and it does not care who you are. The void does not negotiate. It does not wait. It simply takes. Falling is a metaphor written into your very nerves. It is control lost, order shattered, certainty evaporated. When you stand on a ledge, you feel the same terror you would feel staring into the chaos of life itself. Uncertain, unsteady, incapable of halting the forces around you. Each heartbeat echoes the precariousness of existence. Every quiver in your legs a reminder of how fragile you really are. Even more than that, heights. They expose the desire and temptation. You are drawn to the edge despite knowing the danger. There is a terrible allure in the risk. A pull that challenges your survival instincts, and that tension between fear and fascination. You understand the fundamental truth. Human life is always a negotiation with danger, a precarious balance between surrender and control. This is why fear grips completely. It is not irrational, it is existential. Falling forces you to confront not just the void beneath your feet, but the void within yourself. Your anxiety is a mirror. It reflects not just instinct, but the uncomfortable awareness that life itself is fragile. It is fleeting, and it is unyielding. And now you feel the pull of these words, your pulse spikes, your stomach knots, your body reacts, you are teetering not just on a ledge but on the edge of understanding, and it means to be human. Fragile, aware, and unavoidably exposed to the abyss. Even the deepest, most paralyzing fear of falling can be managed. It doesn't vanish instantly, but there are ways to reclaim control, even as your body screams in protest. First is exposure therapy. Little baby steps into the void. Gradual, controlled exposure to heights restrains your brain. You start small. A step ladder, a low balcony, then a short ladder, a gentle slope. Each step builds courage, rewiring the panic into tolerance. At first, every inch feels like a lifetime, every heartbeat a warning, but a slow warning. The edge becomes manageable. Your body still reacts, it still trembles, but your mind begins to realize you can survive this. Next is cognitive behavioral therapy, confronting the thoughts, not just the heights. Your mind can exaggerate, twist, and weaponize fear. CBT teaches you to challenge these thoughts. Is the edge truly lethal? Is my panic proportionate to the risk? By reframing reality, you weaken the fear's grip. You learn to replace the catastrophic images with rational assessment, without diminishing the body's natural caution. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques is next. Calming the body when under siege. Breathing exercises, grounding and meditation. They don't remove the fear, but they do teach you to ride it. You notice your pulse, your quivering legs, your tightening stomach, and yet you do not panic. You acknowledge the fear, yes, but let it exist and move forward anyway. Each breath becomes a tether, keeping you anchored as your instincts surge. Then comes virtual reality therapy to stimulate the falling sensation. Now, modern technology allows control and immersion. VR can mimic heights, letting your body react while your mind learns. Panic does not mean death. Step by step, stimulation by stimulation, you desensitize your fear. You began to recognize the difference between instinctive terror and real danger. Then we have adaptive strategies, using safety without sacrifice. Practical tools reinforce and encourage. Railings, harnesses, and sturdy shoes. Safety first. You cannot erase instinct, but you can create conditions where instinct and reason coexist. By controlling these variables, you make heights approachable, not paralyzing, while still respecting your body's natural warnings. Even now, as you imagine these techniques, your pulses may spike. Your body remembers the edge, the abyss, the fall. And yet, in that tension lies possibility. Fear is not weakness, it is guidance. Learning to move with it, not against it, is the first step towards reclaiming your world. The overwhelming fear of falling is not contained to rooftops, cliffs, or ladders. It stretches into every corner of life, a shadow that follows you long after you've stepped away from the edge. It could also include smaller items like step stools, your own house stairs, or even just the step ladder, a couple of rungs from the floor. It shapes choices. Careers may be avoided, construction, climbing, firefighting, or even travel decisions can become fraught with anxiety. A scenic overlook, a high-rise window, a hiking trail with a view, all become battlegrounds for a mind and body in revolt. Simple pleasures are filtered through panic. Every step up, every glance down, carries the weight of the abyss. Socially, the fear isolates. Friends and family may not understand. Just face it, they say, casually unaware that each word tightens your pulse and coils the stomach even further. The fear becomes invisible, yet pervasive, always shaping your behavior, always influencing your decision, yet rarely acknowledged. And it rarely stands alone. Acrophobia often intertwines with other fears. The fear of flying, the fear of losing control, the fear of exposure and vulnerability. Heights are not just physical, they are symbolic of all the ways life can topple you. Every anxiety is magnified, each small challenge a miniature cliff. Even avoidance reinforces the terror. Each step taken to evade the fear strengthens it, narrowing the world, shrinking experiences, and etching the edge more sharply into memory. The void becomes larger, the heart beats louder, the body more sensitive. Yet, there is a strange paradoxical clarity here. By confronting this fear, step by trembling step, you engage not just with a phobia, but with the essence of what it means to be human. Vulnerable, aware, and tethered to instincts that damned survival. The abyss is frightening, yes, but it is also deeply illuminating. The fear of falling is not merely a quirk of the mind or a reflex of the body. It is a thread woven into the human condition itself. A reminder that life is fragile, precarious, and relenting. Every heartbeat that races on a balcony, every quiver of the knees on a high ledge, every shiver when glancing down a staircase. It is a conversation between instinct and awareness, between survival and surrender. The void beneath your feet is a mirror reflecting not only the physical danger of the heights, but the existential precariousness that defines human life. This fear reaches beyond you. It connects you to every ancestor who paused on a cliff's edge, every mind that trembled beneath the unknown, every soul who has felt the pull of forces beyond control. It is personal and universal, intimate and timeless. And yet, in that terror there is understanding. The fear does not diminish life, it sharpens it. Every step despite the panic, every moment survived despite instinct, is proof of resilience. You are alive. You are aware. You're only human. So as you feel your pulse, as your stomach twists, as your hands sweat and your knees tremble, remember this. The abyss is always there. It is. But so is your courage. The edge is real. The fall is possible. But you, yes you, this is your moment. You are still standing before someone pushes you over. This has been an insight into acrophobia, a fear of falling, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is my own personal fear. If you have a fear you would like to share, please let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please click another video and find out someone else's fear. See if there is someone within the cult that shares your experiences. If you like stories about fears, or even something a bit more terrifying, maybe a little ghost story, then hit that subscribe button. And even better, hit the like button too, it helps with the algorithm. But for now, thank you once again, and don't forget